Right now, the Strait of Hormuz is completely paralyzed. For 24 hours, not a single ship has transited this vital artery of global trade. The gridlock is the immediate fallout of Washington and Tehran pushing each other to the absolute edge of open warfare. President Donald Trump has presented Iranian leadership with a strict one-page document. He claims a comprehensive peace deal is hours away, demanding a swift response. Simultaneously, the administration is broadcasting hostility. The president recently shared an AI-generated image depicting 169 Iranian warships resting at the bottom of the ocean, a blunt visual threat designed to force a surrender. Tehran is not blinking. Iranian forces are actively refusing to abandon their nuclear program, and satellite tracking shows heavy coastal defense batteries rushing to the shorelines bordering the strait. The tension has already spilled over. An unidentified projectile just struck a cargo vessel 42 kilometers off the coast of Doha, forcing Qatari officials into emergency back-channel mediation to stop a broader conflict. For decades, global commerce relied on the assumption that a single superpower could guarantee the safety of international waters. With global shipping halted and diplomatic wires crossing, that assumption is actively disintegrating. While the Middle East edges toward a fresh conflict, the mood in Eastern Europe is defined by exhaustion. The grinding reality of a prolonged land war has drained both sides. We are currently seeing a 3-day ceasefire hold firm between Russia and Ukraine. Alongside the pause in fighting, the two nations are executing a swap of 1,000 prisoners of war. During recent Victory Day celebrations in Moscow, President Vladimir Putin publicly indicated that the military phase of this conflict is finally moving toward its conclusion. For the first time, Russian leadership is signaling a willingness to sit down for direct talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, provided a settlement framework is in place. A ceasefire in Eastern Europe creates a vast strategic vacuum that other nations are already rushing to fill. For nearly 80 years, Germany maintained a strictly restrained security posture. Now, Berlin is rapidly shedding its post-war pacifism to position itself as the dominant military force in Europe. This chart shows exactly how fast that pivot is happening. Germany is projecting a defense budget of $127 billion this year, easily eclipsing traditional European powers like the UK at $84 billion and France at $70 billion. They are moving quickly to spend it, placing large orders for F-35 fighters, heavy transport helicopters, and technology for an independent nuclear strike capability. Meanwhile, in South Asia, the geopolitical fault lines are still vibrating from the brief but intense 2025 border clash between India and Pakistan, known as Operation Sindoor. That sudden conflict laid bare severe vulnerabilities in Pakistan's naval defense capabilities, forcing Islamabad to aggressively rethink its maritime strategy. To close that gap, they've turned to Beijing. China has begun delivering a fleet of 8 advanced Hangor-class conventional submarines to the Pakistani Navy. Whether it's Berlin buying stealth fighters or Islamabad purchasing submarines, middle-power nations no longer trust old alliances to protect them. They are heavily arming themselves for a highly uncertain future. To understand how deeply a world can fracture and reform, we have to look away from modern battlefields and back to a genetic discovery made in the ancient caves of Morocco. 7,400 years ago, farmers migrated across the Strait of Gibraltar into North Africa. They encountered local hunter-gatherers living side by side, sharing resources. 1,000 years later, a third group arrived, nomadic herders from Asia, bringing new survival strategies. The global revolution of agriculture emerged from this physical meeting and overlapping of 3 entirely different cultures in one narrow geographic space. Ancient Morocco acted as a crucible where separate human histories were forced to collide. We are currently living through a modern version of that same tectonic meeting. Just as those 3 ancient groups were forced together, today we see a fracturing American hegemony, a rearming Europe, and a militarizing Asian alliance, all colliding in the same strategic choke points and economic lanes. The geopolitical chaos of 2026 marks the violent, necessary friction required to